Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. Time once again for the wine of the week. All right everybody, well I'm still out on the road covering the tour of Switzerland, and it reminded me that I spend quite a fair chunk of my life on the road, and you gotta have a strategy. When you're drinking by yourself and you're out on the road, you do not want to overdo it, especially when you consider the workload that you have upcoming. So, in my way of thinking, a whole bottle of wine for one person with dinner is a little bit too much. And so my coping mechanism out on the road is to have a half bottle of wine. They're not that easy to find, especially half bottles of wine that are drinkable. You can get plenty of Ripple in 375 milliliter servings, but that is wildly inadequate for my particular taste. So what my solution has become over the years is half bottles of the bubbles, of the champagne. They're generally quite reasonable and invariably absolutely lovely, especially this iteration, the Veuve Clicquot, the Widow Clicquot. This is a champagne house that has been in business since before the United States started, since 1772, started by a merchant and taken over on the death of her husband by Madame Clicquot. And Veuve, the Widow Clicquot, she took over, I believe, in 1805 and introduced, among other things, I believe they were the first house to produce rosé champagne, and introduced the flavors and tastes of champagne to the bourgeois of French society, and it's been a remarkable beverage ever since. I think that if I had to have one region of wine to the exclusion of all others for the rest of my life, I believe it would be champagne, because the idea of never having a glass of champagne as long as I live, that is just a little too much to bear. All right, just kidding. I couldn't choose. It would be like choosing from amongst your children, which one is your favorite? Impossible. Although I know secretly every parent has a favorite. It's just impossible not to. And kids out there, if you're 21 and over, make sure that you know where you stand on the hierarchy of your parents' children. Another good thing about getting champagne when you're on the road, and they're not that uncommon. I start in the airport wherever I land, and I go to the duty-free shop, if they have one, and try to find the 375 milliliter bottles of the bubbles that are so lovely. Now, if your hotel room doesn't have glasses, they just have plastic cups, they will do. But I'm lucky that this particular hotel has glasses made of glass. Veuve Clicquot, one of my favorite champagne producers. They have a number of varieties, if you will. Le Grand Dame is their beyond category HC champagne that they produce on special years. This is lovely. Just invariably delightful, the Veuve Clicquot. One of the great houses. I'm getting some lovely tart apple. Refreshing, delicious, not just perfectly dry. Some really delightful creme brulee on the back end. Lovely mouthfeel, delicious bubbles. Cheers, everybody. When you're on the road, you got to strategize. A little bit of bubbles. Like I said, full bottle of wine, a little too much. Half bottle for a person on the road with dinner. I'm having a cheeseburger from room service. So that's the glamour of traveling, of the traveling businessman. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your subscriptions. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you tried this before, and it's pretty common, you can find it just about everywhere in the civilized world. Please follow me on Twitter and Facebook if you dare. Thanks a lot, everybody. Till next time. They're all about truth, transparency, and in that way, we will understand more about the cultures of mechanical doping and physiological doping that have been a real stumbling block for the sport of cycling. But if they keep those secrets, if they